Well, it's been a while. I haven't talked to you guys for quite a bit ever since the whole prison escape video with Error, Jax, Ultimate, and Rewind. I believe User was in there as well, but he didn't do much. So, a lot of things have happened lately. Actually, we started doing roleplays again with Jax. He hasn't been online for a while, so we all kind of got together and we did a roleplay, but Jax had to go, and, well, we did the roleplay on our own. And we actually finished, well, we were starting to finish. We got to continue a roleplay that we haven't done in a while, the corruption virus. Long story short, certain characters would be infected with this virus, and they'd turn on their friends. Where we last left off was Psycho, my character, the character I am right now, was helping Infinite Silver go insane. And basically embrace his insanity. But it took a turn for the worst later into the roleplay. Actually, Infinite Silver managed to control his psychoness, and he became one with the psycho. That left 3 different psychos, 1 half psycho, in the group. Half psycho was Rewind. Rewind is half corrupt, half not. The corruption will slowly start to take over him, though. And where we had left off, turns out Psycho Rocky was spying on Psycho and Infinite Silver, or Psycho Silver. He was spying on him, they made a deal, and they went down to the church, or sewers, and they got to see Ace, a friend of mine. That's how his name is Gremger. And a special thanks to whoever had joined us that night. I really wish I could have recorded it, but then again, there were a lot of bloopers in there, and we had to keep on and on stopping and starting again because of Gremger and Silver. Well, Infinite Silver. Both Gremger, which is Ace, and Infinite Silver are Silvers. So it kind of got confusing at times. Ace wasn't the brightest, but he still made some funny context, and he still helps with the story. So later on, Ace was getting cured by a psycho, because apparently the cure for this virus is being insane, because Psycho cannot be infected. And neither can Psycho Rocky, Dusty, them, Error's characters. They cannot be infected. Infinite Silver can now not be infected. Rewind's half infected, though no one knows. And Ace was slowly getting infected. So Ace was actually getting cured, but Dusty, or Classic Rocky, which is what his OC was at the time, had to lead him away because there was a problem with Psycho. Turns out that wasn't actually Psycho, it was actually one of my other OCs, which is a part of Psycho, Power Consumed Psycho, or PCP. PCP actually took over Psycho and completed the insanity ritual with Infinite Silver, so Infinite Silver was under his control the whole time. No one knew PCP was there up until the whole trying to cure Ace. Ace had been under PCP's control for a certain amount of time, and then Error, or Dusty, or Rocky, whoever it was, I don't remember, they they went on to tell PCP that they've seen things over and over and over, and they've seen their death basically like a game. Every time they die, the timeline resets, much like Undertale, because he's a big Undertale fan. So that he was talking about that, and then Error had a problem. So they all got transferred into a different world, a different reality, and they had to fight him. PCP actually came back and took control over Ace again near the very end, so that meant Infinite Silver and Ace were both under PCP's control, and both had no choice but to fight, since that's what PCP ordered them to do. Though PCP did end up being released at the end of that fight, when Error, which is the OC's name, Error had forced smoke around him, and he had to go back. So Psycho had been back out, normal Psycho, and from then on, they got transported out of that reality into the Master Emerald. Psycho actually got scratched on the eye by an animatronic. We won't talk about that right now, since it was in the roleplay, but I don't want to go into detail. So that's what ended up happening. Psycho got scratched on his eye, so now he's having to deal with one eye being closed and the other one fine, since Psycho is full of scars. He's technically used to it. So now he has scars on both of his eyes. But the thing about Psycho is that he's half empty, half not. And I'll get more into detail about Psycho's character whenever I make a full-on thing for the Psychoverse, because I have my Discord server, but it doesn't have quite a bit of people for the server. And basically, we have a lot of external rules. We have Astro Shadow. Shout out to my friend. His name is Chris. Shout out to him. He's the one who wanted to be Astro Shadow. We got Rewind the Fox. We got Psycho Primus. Infinite Silver. We have a new addition to the group. His name is Psycho Jamar. And he actually classifies as Psycho's brother, because Psycho never actually knew his family. And later on to the island, he found Jamart. And they slowly started becoming, like, family, I guess. And so Psycho Jamart is there, although Jamart is a rabbit. And most of the Psycho rules are not taken whatsoever. Actually, I added 2 new rules, which is Power Corrupt, or Power Consumed, I should say, and then Reform Corrupt, which they're technically the same person, because they're both a part of Psycho, but at the same time, they appear at different times. Power Consumed, or PCP, wants power. That's what his name is. He takes the power from his enemies, and he fuses it with himself, so he gets whatever their powers are. I remember doing a roleplay with Jax and the others, and PCP actually took the power of Sparky, which I guess is one of Jax's OCs. So he had obsidian power, electricity, and flame. And with that, his combined strength from Psycho. Actually, in the roleplay now, they're at a point where Psycho has to have PCP removed from him in order to survive, because Psycho's life is on the line. And then PCP will have no weakness once he drains Psycho dry of his power. And then once PCP comes back out, he has no weaknesses, smoke will not affect him, and he'll gain more minions over time. Here's the thing about the Psychos. Certain ones can be infected by PCP. Like Psycho Rocky. or Psychoprimus, whatever Error calls him. He can be affected, that's if he's in his body. Since Dusty, his OC, and Rocky kind of are connected, they can switch bodies, switch consciousness. So they can be two different people. And they can share the same abilities. And then there's the rest of the Psychos. Psycho Amy, Sonic, Shadow, all of them. There's few that aren't there, like Espio, Charmy. I know some people might not like that, but that's what the Psychoverse is. There's very few Psychos. Well, not very few, there's a lot of Psychos, but not a lot of the main Sonic characters. Like, you still have Silver, you still have Sonic, still have Blaze, still have Cream, still have Amy, you got Rouge, you got them. But all their stories are changed. They never ended up like they originally were. Which is part of my, see, this is a part of my world. And actually, I'm going to be using this world and another world for my forest, since this is where Cream and Blaze live. We still do have that. And I'm not saying I own this world. I do not in any way. I'm just using this world as, a help. Since I'm not very big on OCs or making OCs through VR chat and making worlds. I'm not up to that level yet, sadly. And also, I have my friends helping me with OCs. And basically, like, we're all sharing what our OCs are like. Actually, shout out to all my friends. Like, seriously, you guys are a big help to me. I know, Ultimate doesn't really get on that much, but he still gets on, and he still helps. Actually, he was going to be on for our last roleplay, but he ended up leaving, like, right before it started. And I'm actually very sad because he didn't actually get to see the outcome of what all this happened. Jax never got to see the outcome of what happened. And I guess it is what it is. Rewind actually got off while we were mid-fight with Error. So, sad thing that Rewind had to get off. But yeah, as I said, it is what it is, and we can't do anything about it. But we will still be continuing roleplays. Hopefully I get to record one if Jax isn't camera shy, or if it's just us idiots again. And hopefully there won't be as many bloopers, so we can actually, like, do a serious roleplay. Because as much as Infinite Solar wants, he's very stupid. I have to admit that. He's very stupid, and so is Grimger. And then you have Error, who's he's pretty funny. Error's pretty funny. Error and I actually have a lot to talk about. We were actually thinking of doing more videos often. We were actually gonna film together. But I decided to take this time right now since none of my Sonic friends are on, meaning Jax and Ultimate. Actually, Infinite Silver is, but he's busy. So I couldn't get him here. And if I could, I'd introduce him. But, again, it is what it is. So, this is all I have right now. This is the update, I guess you could say. Rewind and I, or Legendary, I should say. Legendary and I are working together to try to see if we can make the psycho group, like, possible. Because not only do we have the Psychos, which are my OCs, but you also have the Powerverse, which is Rewind's universe, which are a part of the Psycho server, if they want to. And there can be a lot of external roles, because as I said, we have Infinite Silver, we have Primus, or Rocky, aka also Dusty. We have Rewind, and we have a bunch of others. So we have actually a lot of external roles rather than psycho roles. There's quite a bit of psychos, I must admit. There's a bunch of psychos. But right now, at this time, we do not have anyone for those roles. So that's what I wanted to share today. Just how everyone's going, what I've been up to, and basically why I haven't been making videos. And I know, I'm cutting down on videos, but I can't help it. It's not my fault. I'm mostly busy. I got school very close to finishing. Actually, we got, at this point, 20 something days, I guess, until the end of school. We actually have an EOC on Tuesday, so that's gonna be fun. So I've just been busy with school lately. Everything's jumbling together because we have the roleplay group, we have the Psychoverse, we have Powerverse, which I barely see anything. I have to ask Rewind to show me more. That or Error. And then there's Error and I planning on making a video together, but we don't know what it's on. Rather than on VR chat, which is what I'm on now, or Gorilla Tag, because I've actually been thinking of making more Gorilla Tag videos, but I was just hanging out. Not the whole unknown backstory. Because believe it or not, it took us like quite a while just to get that down. And we were just making things up as we went. We didn't actually have any plan at first. But for the whole, like, an unknown backstory, where we actually figured out who was left in the mines during Halloween, that one was, like, planned out. Like, behind the scenes, we actually planned that out, me and Rewind, which is who was playing with me at the time. It's mostly just me and Rewind. We did have Jax join us in a few, and I'm really hoping that later on we can get Error to join us too. We can get a few other people to join us. It doesn't matter who. And actually, I wanted to create a different video with like actually other people, but it didn't work, sadly, because whenever you're on Gorilla Tag and you're just looking around for people, it's pretty chaotic, and you find a lot of children. So most of the time, it doesn't work. So sadly, I haven't been able to do any Gorilla Tag videos. Also, Rewind's controller is breaking. It's breaking itself. I don't know what's going on with it. And so that's basically it. Can't do much with Rewind. I know Ultimate has Gorilla Tag, but he doesn't use it. Error has Gorilla Tag. He actually made a few videos. And Jax has Gorilla Tag. He's actually been waiting for people to ask him if they can play with him. He's always up for a roleplay. He's just been busy lately. So that's how everyone's been doing. Rewind and I are just basically hanging out. We can't do much, but we've been hanging out often. It's been a while since I talked to Error up until yesterday. Same thing with Infinite Silver and Grimger. Or Psychic Silver. That's his VR chat profile. So yeah, everything's just been chaotic lately. And I'm really hoping to get roleplays back out there. I will be starting to try to do more gacha videos, but it takes time. it takes way too much time, and I don't have much patience for things. That's why a lot of bloopers or a lot of bloopers with our group just has me like being impatient the whole time. That, or I'm laughing way too much because of something stupid. So that's what this whole thing has been about. And I know it takes a lot of time to do these things. Trust me, I know. I have to do it myself. And I have to edit all my own videos. I don't have an editor myself, so it takes a while. So you just gotta bear with me. I'll try to do more. I try and try. But I've been busy.